So I'd just like to welcome everyone back to the Fairweather Farmer channel. We have passed some time since we last recorded. We did do a couple contracts. We bought a fertilizer spreader and fertilized our fields. I believe that's the only things that we've done since the last video. I just needed to progress a little bit more, get some more stuff done. I feel like the videos are going a little slow. So we're going to try and pick up the pace a little bit and improve as much as we can. And we did just sleep. As you can see, it's 8:02. So it's the next day since I did all the contracts and the fertilizer spreader. I will show you which one I bought. I believe it's still right connected to the trick. So I did buy the Breedle. It's uh, it's pretty nice. Good thing with it, it has higher capacity, so it's 4,000 liter capacity. Um, but the major plus for the Breedle, it does do fertilizer, but it also does lime, so you can do both at 42 meters. So it, it's a really good mod. It was an early mod. We got it super early compared to some of the other mods that were out. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll see what all we need to do. I know I did mention in the last video that 36 needed limed, but I think you have to lime before you plant, so we won't be doing that this time around. We'll make sure to catch it once we get everything harvested. So we'll go ahead and jump into it here, and we'll see what we need to get done. Which I don't think there's much. We might need to fertilize again because I do believe they've only been fertilized once, and that was what I did in between. So they do need rolling, but I don't have a roller. We don't have one quite yet. So like we said, 36 does need lime. So I guess from where we had plowed, although we didn't plow, we cultivated. Apparently they both are fertilized fully. So that being said, we don't really have much to do other than wait. However, I had wanted to get a greenhouse started, or at least a beehive in between the fields. That way we can start making a production of some kind. I was thinking about putting a beehive right in here. It'll so, so I'm thinking like right in here. I do have some of the production mods for the greenhouses to where you can have increased pallets downloaded as well. Ideally, I'd like to have this one just because it looks the best. I mean, it just looks like a little house. But we'll go ahead and I know we've only got 14,000, but we don't really have anything else to buy currently. We can do a contract or two to get some money to rent a harvester. So I think we may go ahead and go with this one. I don't want to put it so close that it's in the way of harvesting. So we'll just go with it right there. So that should also boost some of our crops. It might not boost the soybeans. There are a couple crops that it will boost. So, and as you can see, our yield bonus is at 81% on this field because it needed line and rolling. So on this field, it should be about 90, 95s because it needed rolling. So, I think we're going to go ahead and check out a few contracts just to see what we got. Of course, they have the big baling one on 71. Cultivating. There's a couple fertilizing contracts. A big harvesting contract on 32. Think I'm gonna take that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that, and we'll do that one. But we're also gonna run. I will run some workers on some fertilizing contracts. So we'll go ahead and accept these. I don't mind running workers on fertilizing contracts because you still make way more than what the worker does do on those. And since we already have our own fertilizer spreader and fertilizer in it, it's not really going to cost us anything. So I will go ahead and drive down there and get these started. One's pretty close by. So. So we'll get zoomed out here. Try and line up with where we need to be. It's pretty close. So. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get. Luckily, 32 is not that far away. But I don't know if this header can make it through the area that we need it to get to the field. We'll see if we can make it through there, but I don't know if it will. It's going to be tight. So we'll hug the right side over here. Oh yeah, plenty of room. And then I have started using the GPS mod as well, or the guidance steering mod, whichever you prefer to call it. Being said, we'll turn on our GPS mod there. We'll go ahead and set our AB line. And then we'll set our width. And so we have our GPS set now. It does do a pretty good job. Typically, as long as you stay with it, it does pretty good. The auto width feature does work pretty well. Sometimes you might have to, depending on the implement, you might have to bring it in a little bit more because it might be showing a little wide. So after a little bit of a skip in time there, we harvested some of the field. We'll go ahead and get a time lapse going, and we'll get this field finished, and I'll see you once it's done.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
So apparently I had accidentally turned off my mic and I didn't realize it. But once we finished that harvest contract, we ended with $31,000, or just a little over. So with that money, we went ahead and put that money into like an investment for the farm. Um, we bought the open air garden and a honey pallet spawn area that allow up to 6 pallets to spawn instead of just like the standard one or two. So we don't have to empty it as much. We also bought an auto load trailer and some solid fertilizer and seeds for the garden itself, because with this being a modded one, it does require that you put seed and fertilizer, um, and it also takes manure. So you can use either, I believe, but I bought both just in case. So I did buy the pallets of manure. So with it, I loaded some of it into the back of the Mahindra, and then I also loaded everything else on the auto load trailer. So we'll get it dumped in and get it started. I think I'm gonna start with lettuce. It is a slower production, but it does also seem to bring you a lot more money. This this garden will also do sunflowers and potatoes, so it makes it a little unique in that fact. So now that everything's in there, we'll get this parked over. We'll leave the trailer over here, um, since it's basically gonna be loaded over here full time. So we'll just park it right in between. The Mahindra is a little small for this trailer, but it worked for this time. We'll use it on a tractor all the other times, or the rest of the time. I don't want to park it in the honey spot area. From where it's too big for the Mahindra, it's making it very fun to back. We'll drop it off right there. So like I said, you can either use tomatoes with seed and fertilizer, or you can do everything with seeds and manure. So you can choose which uses each one. It's pretty nice. So if you go into this one, it's 1-to-1 on seeds and solid fertilizer. The only difference between everything is the amount of cycles per month. So we're gonna go ahead and activate this, and then we won't activate it yet. Sorry, we don't have water. We do need to buy a water tanker and get water. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this filled up, and then we'll get another load in, and that'll put us having 2,000 liters of water in there. We'll probably go up to 4. It's pretty easy, just forwards, turn around, fill up, empty. It empties a lot faster than what it fills. And so we're gonna do lettuce with solid fertilizer. So it does about 24 cycles a month. So I think that equals out to be about like 1 or 2 pallets a month, I think. Can't remember. So as you can see now that our lettuce has just started, and it'll start to keep growing. Shut the gate to keep varmints or bees. You can see them like flying out of it. Gotta dodge them every once in a while. So they have 100 meter range, and then you get the honey at the pallet. Quite interesting. I don't know if the pallet has even spawned over here. Oh, it has. It's got 15 liters of honey. Oh, nice. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of this episode. I'm glad everyone could join us, and if you liked it, hit the like button. Make sure to leave a comment for some constructive criticism. I'm still pretty new at this, so we'll get there, but I know there's some rough patches here and there. So and don't forget to subscribe. The subscribe button really helps me out. My current goal is just to get to 50, so I'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead and hit that. Thank you and have a nice day.